It's a great day, sports world. What's going on with all the sports lovers, haters, addicts, and fanatics? This is Larry Patterson coming to you for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports, live here on the GTSN. That's the Game Time Sports Network. And we're previewing the Buccaneers at the Eagles Thursday night football game tonight. Buccaneers coming at 4-1. The Eagles coming at 2-3. Buccaneers winning in dominant fashion against the Miami Dolphins, 45-17, where Tom Brady, 30 of 41, 411 yards, 5 of them things, touchdowns. He got sacked twice. He also had one carry, 13 yards. On the season, he's 149 for 225, 1,767 yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's got a 66 completion percentage. He's been hit 11 times, pressured 33 times. He's also got 9 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. So he looks, like the same old Tom Brady. Of course, he's got his weapons over there. Antonio Brown, who had 8 targets, 7 catches, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week against Miami. He had an offensive grade of an 84 and a receiving grade of an 83, according to PFF. He's got 29 targets, 20 catches, 325 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the season. Chris Godwin, he's always, and as far as this week, he's also currently ranked the 4th receiver out of 113 receivers. Chris Godwin, he comes in as 27th out of 113 receivers. Last week against Miami, 11 targets, 7 catches, 70 yards. Nice little day for him. On the season, 41 targets, 29 catches, 366 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also got a carry for 2 yards and a touchdown on the season. Mike Evans was also a big complimentary piece. He's ranked 39 out of 113 receivers. Last week against the Dolphins, 8 targets, 6 catches, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns, 45 targets, 29 catches, 393 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the year. They'll be facing against an Eagles pass defense that is ranked 3rd, giving up 194.8 yards per game. Sam Darnold only had 177 yards last week. He was 21 of 37, had a touchdown, 3 interceptions, and a 44.5 rating. So they definitely got after him. I know it was some sacks in there somewhere, but week 4, when they played the Chiefs, 278 yards from Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdowns. So it wasn't a good week for them that week. Wasn't a good week for them when they played the Cowboys. 238 yards that they gave up, 3 touchdowns. It wasn't about the 238. It was about the 3 touchdowns. That was basically, they've been pretty stout up until remember the Atlanta game where they only allowed 6 points. The 49ers game, 49ers won that game. It was 17-11. So they're a team that's not really giving up a lot of points, or anything through the air like that. But those 2 games are definitely, and it's not so much about them doing so much damage, just through the yardage. It was only 200 some yards, but just the touchdowns though. Darius Slay, who's been he had 2 pass deflects, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles against the Panthers last week. He had a pretty good day last week. 21 tackles and 3 pass deflects on the season. He's been targeted 29 times, completed against 20 times, and he's got a 69 completion percentage. So he'll be one of those guys that match up against maybe I want to say Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. I want to say that Eagles pass rush consisted of last week at the Panthers. 8 quarterback hits and 3 sacks. One by the sack by Josh Sweat, Javon Hargrave, and Fletcher Cox. Javon Hargrave, 6 sacks on the season. The boy is playing this year. He's having him a good, nice little year. 2 quarterback hits and a tackle for a loss last week. I want to say 2 pressures last week. He's got 6 sacks on the season, 27 total tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 9 quarterback hits, and 11 pressures. The boy is playing, so look out for that guy against the Buccaneers offensive line tonight. Josh Sweat, who had a quarterback hit, he had a tackle for a loss. He had 2 pressures. On the season, he's got a sack and a half. He's got 16 tackles. He got 2 tackles for a loss, 4 quarterback hits, and 6 total pressures. Fletcher Cox, who been having a little down year, he just kind of showed up last week, but he had 2 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for a loss, and 2 pressures. He's got his first sack last week. 7 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 quarterback hits, and 3 pressures. That's it for him. Derek Barnett, also he had 4 pressures against the Panthers last week. He got 11 pressures on the year, so that's another name right there. I thought I seen his name in the injury report, but I think he might be good tonight. Leonard Fournette had him a nice little day last week. He had 12 carries, 67 yards and a touchdown, 5.6 yards per carry. And he had 4 catches, 43 yards. On the season, 56 carries, 251 yards, 1 touchdown, 4.5 yards per carry. He's also got 24 targets. He's also been targeted 24 times, 19 catches, 167 yards. He's got 3 drops on the season. The Eagles' run game, he'll be going up against. They'll be going up against, not going up against them, but the Eagles' run game, ranked 13th. They've been pretty not spectacular at the Panthers. Miles Sanders, 45 yards. Jalen Hurts, 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell, 16 yards. Against the Chiefs, 103 yards. Against the Cowboys, 64 yards. Against the 49ers, 151 yards. And against the Falcons, 123 yards. 123 yards. So during the first 2 weeks, they got off to a nice, good start. The Dallas game kind of put a stamp on things, but it looked like they picked right back up against the Chiefs, with Jalen Hurts rushing for 47 yards, Kenneth Gainwell rushing for 31 and a touchdown in that game. I don't see them having a good game tonight against this Buccaneers run defense, who is ranked first, 45.8 yards per game. And if you look at the stats, the yardage from the other opponents, it doesn't look like that. Yards per carry was 2.9. So week 1 against Dallas, they only gave up 60 yards. They gave up 76 to the Rams. They gave 55 up and a touchdown to the Falcons. They gave 76 up to the Rams. They gave a -1 to the Patriots last week. And against Miami, only 39 yards. That is stellar defensive line play, and good luck to Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell or Boston Scott or whoever is going to be running that ball tonight. Jalen Hurts also, they're going to be keying in on him. The Buccaneers pass defense, which ranks 32nd, they're giving up a rating of a 101.4, 314 yards per game. Against Jacoby Brissett, they sacked him 3 times, and he had 7 quarterback hits on him. But he had 275 yards and a 95.6 quarterback rating, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Mac Jones lit him up for 275 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He had a 101.6 rating. He was sacked 4 times. But Matthew Stafford, 343 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had a 134 rating. They sacked him once. They sacked Matt Ryan once. He was 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions in that game. And Dak Prescott put the most on him, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He had a 101.4 rating. They sacked him once. So you definitely getting a lot of yardage out of this pass defense. And they're without Antoine Winfield tonight, one of the key defenders on that team. So Jalen Hurts might have a nice, good day. We'll see. Eagles O-line, 2+ sacks allowed in 4 straight games. At the Falcons, they had 1. They gave up 1 against the 49ers. They gave up 2 against the Cowboys. They gave up 2 against the Chiefs. They gave up 3. And against the Panthers, they gave up 2. So they got to do a better job of blocking for Jalen Hurts. Lane Johnson is also out tonight. Jalen Hurts at the Panthers. Last week, he was 22 of 37. Didn't do as far as like yardage wise, he didn't do a lot. It was 198 yards, 1 interception. He got sacked twice. Had a 62.7 rating and only 5.4 yards per attempt in that game. On the season, he's 118 for 182. He's been sacked 10 times. 1,365 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He's completing 64% of his passes. That can be overrated sometimes. He's got a quarterback rating of a 93.3. He's fumbled the ball 4 times and throwing for 273 yards per game. He's also got 43 carries, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns, and averaging 6 yards per carry on the year. Also, Devontae Smith, one of his number 1 targets, 8 targets, 7 catches, 77 yards at the Panthers last week. He's got 39 targets, 29 catches, 314 yards, 1 touchdown. I don't know if he's the top. I think he is the top target. Quez Watkins, another target. I would like to see him get more touches, 17 targets. He is quick, 13 catches, 267 yards on the season. Jalen Reagor, I like to see him get more involved. 25 targets, 17 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Ertz, 25 targets, 14 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, who is not playing tonight, he's got 19 targets, 15 catches, 216 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the season. Miles Sanders, 48 carries, 214 yards, 4.5 yards per carry. 19 targets, 16 catches, and 111 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, I like to see him get a little bit more involved, more of that 2-back system. 21 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, average of 4.8 yards per carry. 21 targets, 14 catches, 122 yards through the air. Buccaneers pass rushers, 10 sacks combined, 37 quarterback hits, 54 pressures, and 172 blitzes combined through this defensive front. Pressures, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who's the rookie, he's been pretty stellar these past couple games when having the opportunity, and he'll have even a bigger opportunity, more opportunities due to Levante David being out tonight. So Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, the rookie out of Washington, he's got 9 total pressures on the year. I believe that he leads the team. Shaquille Barrett and Devin White with 8, William Golston with 7, Ndamukong Suh with 4, and Vita Vea with 4, and Levante David with 3. And Shaquille Barrett leads the team with 3.5 sacks. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, that's why you feel so good about him. He's got 2 sacks on the year. William Golston's got 2 sacks. Ndamukong Suh got 1. Levante David's got 1. And Vita Vea's got a 1/2 sack. I got the Buccaneers winning in a close one. I think the Eagles got enough to where they could keep it close. I want to say I had it 24-20 Buccaneers moving on to 5-1. Wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts made this a game. It's got that kind of feeling. It's Thursday night. It's probably a beautiful night for football, as Sal Palantonio said earlier on ESPN. And we got some football action, and can't wait to tune in. Who y'all got? Listen in the comment section. Talk to me. This is Larry Pass for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports. Enjoy the game.